Hello everybody and welcome back to my Spooktober challenge. I am going to be doing a video that I've actually attempted a few times, but due to filming errors and lack of editing software, I wasn't able to get it done until today. This also explains why it is a day late as well, so without further ado, let's get going. So would you rather walk through a graveyard at midnight or spend the night in a spooky abandoned house? Spooky abandoned house, please. I just find the idea of going into graveyards when you shouldn't be there quite disrespectful. Dunk for apples or carve a jack-o'-lantern. I find that when you dunk for apples, you actually get something to eat afterwards, whilst when you carve a pumpkin, you don't really get much more than a gloopy mess. So I'm actually going to say dunking for apples. Though that said, last year I actually made a recipe on Pinterest for pumpkin and apple dog treats with the guts from the pumpkins, and Charlie seemed to quite like them, so something did come out of it that year. Be allowed to eat as much Halloween candy as you want for a week but then have it taken away, or be allowed to eat only one piece a day but never have it taken away. Halloween candy is like one of the most important parts of Halloween for me, so I'm gonna say have one piece every day and never have it taken away. Meet a vampire or meet a werewolf. I'm gonna say that I'd rather meet a werewolf before the full moon. If it's around full moon when you're asking me, I'd rather come across a vampire. Be a vampire or be a werewolf. I would say be a vampire, because at least then I would have more control over whether I would feed on humans or on animals, and I would be able to have more control over my bloodlust, whilst once I transform at full moon as a werewolf, I wouldn't have any control at all and I could kill like loads of people or just generally cause chaos, and I'm not into that, so I'm gonna say I'd rather be a vampire. Read a spooky story or see a spooky movie. I don't know. I mean, I like spooky movies. I don't like horror movies, but I like spooky films like Hocus Pocus. So I'm going to say watch a spooky movie. Have a costume that is really amazing but also very uncomfortable, or have a costume that is not anything all that special but is comfortable to wear. I always prefer comfort over looks, so I'd rather have a ordinary Halloween costume that was blimmin' comfortable, because my costume last year actually was very scratchy and I didn't enjoy wearing it at all. Have a homemade costume or have a store-bought costume. Store-bought every time. I'm incredibly lazy. Get 20 of your favourite treats on Halloween or get 50 treats that are not your favourites on Halloween. I'd rather get 20 of my favourites because I'm into quality rather than quantity. Go trick-or-treating with a group of friends or get paid £20 to take a little kid trick-or-treating. Well, I'm kind of too old to get away with knocking on people's doors and asking for candy, so I'm going to say get paid £20 to take a child trick-or-treating. Really great Halloween party where you did not know anyone, or go to a kind of lame Halloween party where you knew almost everyone there. I'm going to say I'd rather go for the one that's kind of lame but everybody there I know, because when it comes to parties, the things that make them great are the parties where you have a good time with the people you're with, and you can always make the best of a bad situation if a party comes across kind of lame, if you're having a great time with your friends. Win a contest for having the best costume or win a contest for making the best jack-o'-lantern. I'm going to say having the best costume. I take a lot of pride and a lot of effort into my costume every single time that I dress up, and I'd want that achievement to be recognised, so I'm going to say that I'd want to win for having the best costume ever. Have to sleep in a coffin or have to live in a giant pumpkin? I'm going to say sleep in a coffin, because I think living in a pumpkin would be sticky and gross. I've also actually laid down in a coffin. It was a cheap one, but I still laid down in it and I had the lid closed on me and everything, because a couple of years ago I was at EGX Rised with Matt, and these computer gaming students had actually developed this game for their dissertation for games that are meant to on purposely make the players feel uncomfortable. And it was sort of like this VR thing where both players would have a VR mask, but one of the players would have to lie down in a coffin and have the lid closed on them. And on that person's screen, which was me, you had clues flash up in front of you. You're also wearing a headset with a microphone, and the other person is outside the coffin looking at the VR screen with a controller. And basically the idea is they have to navigate through this crypt to then find the coffin where the other player is. And I actually really enjoyed playing it. I thought it was weird, and it definitely made me feel awkward, and because it was very claustrophobic initially, but once I sort of laid down and I sort of chilled out, because it meant I could be off my feet for a bit, and my feet were aching. So yeah, if I can find details of the game and whether it became more successful, I'll pop it in the description below for you, because I don't think my explanation of it is as great as it could be. But yeah, I'm gonna say sleep in a coffin, because they're actually quite comfortable. Have to eat 6 fish eyeballs or have to eat a small frog. Small frog because I could swallow it in one go. Have to wear your Halloween costume to school every day until Thanksgiving, or have to wear a jack-o'-lantern on your head to school for the first 3 days of November. Halloween costume. It's practical. Help to design and make a haunted house, or go to a haunted house that someone else has created. That's very much an American thing, because we don't really create haunted houses over here in the UK. In fact, Halloween isn't as big as it could be over here in the UK. The Americans take it so much more seriously than we do, which I find quite amusing. But if I had the opportunity to create and design a haunted house, I definitely would do it. So I'm going to say that. Be chased by 5 zombies or be chased by 1 werewolf. Doesn't really specify what kind of zombies they are, because with a werewolf it's pretty self-explanatory. But when it comes to zombies, are they the ones that shamble about like in The Walking Dead? Or are they those really, really fast running ones like in World War Z or The Walking Dead? Either way, I'm going to say the zombies. Trick or treat in a neighbourhood or trick or treat at a mall. Wait, do Americans get to go into like shops in the in like the malls and demand treats? Is that a thing? If you're American and watching, please clear this up for me, because if that's the case, I'm rather jealous, as that is not a thing over here. I'm gonna say trick-or-treating in the neighbourhood because that's all I know. Okay, eat all your Halloween candy or trade your Halloween candy for £10. I'm not sharing or trading my candy for anything, not even £10, because you only get Halloween candy once a year and it's just something special about it. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna eat it all. It doesn't specify whether I have to eat it all in one go or whether I can just eat it gradually. So I'm going to say eat my Halloween candy. Dress up as a devil or dress up as an angel. I actually was a devil when I think I was 12, going to a foster kids Halloween party that the contact centre would put on once a year. And it was because I was quite tall for my age, I didn't fit into any of the kiddies' Halloween costumes, so I had to wear one for adults, which meant this full-length sort of drapey sleeved red dress thing with like pointed things on the bottom of the hem, but it was horribly low cut. Like, it was literally like this, and on prepubescent me it didn't look great. I didn't even get given like a shirt or anything to put underneath, and it was very clinging onto what like non-existent curves that I had, and I had like to wear a headband with like horns on it and stuff and carry around a little trident. And to be honest, I felt horrible, and I was 12 and I just felt everyone staring at me and I felt incredibly uncomfortable. I'm gonna say an angel. Even though I don't think angels are permitted as scary enough for Halloween, I think they're the complete opposite of Halloween, so it's a lose-lose situation here. So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will actually put a link in the description below for where I got these questions from, so if you fancy giving this would you rather a go yourself, then you're more than welcome to do so. If you do, please link my video and my channel in your description below. Follow me on social media, so that's on Twitter, on Instagram, on Tumblr and on Facebook. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!